Social Democratic Party SDP has suspended its national chairman Shehu Gabam along with National Auditor Nnadi Clarkson and National Youth Leader Uchechukwu Chukwuma over alleged financial misconduct. In a statement on Tuesday, party spokesperson Araba Rufus Ayenigba said the suspensions take immediate effect, citing unauthorized transactions, misappropriation of funds, and personal enrichment schemes. The decision followed a National Working Committee meeting where evidence was presented. This development follows earlier protests at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja, where demonstrators pulled down the gate amid rising internal tensions. Well, we've had a we are now talking about misappropriation of funds. You know, we are moving. Have you noticed that in these times it seems like there is an internal tussle, an internal struggle, an internal conflict in all of the parties? What are your thoughts on this report? You know, let me even cite APC. As I yesterday, you know, it was said that even in APC, people that were in the party already are quite unpleased with the defection of big wigs into the party because that is just going to push them far to the corner. I mean, what are your thoughts on this report?
Well, that is the beauty of democracy. You know, in Nigeria, what we have is party politics.
Okay.
You understand? The political parties, what's going on in the political parties only shows that everybody is jostling towards 2027, trying to put themselves together, disagreeing, weeding out bad eggs, injecting new blood, and all that. It's just all about aligning and realigning in the various political parties. No party in Nigeria today is devoid of internal wrangling and crisis.
Right.
No political party. So, but one disturbing thing is when it has to do with financial misappropriation and misconduct. that in its totality is a crime. It's a crime. It's not, if it has to do with maybe ordinary misconduct, the party chairman not working with what the constitution of the party says or not carrying other parties along, we can say, okay, this has to do with a civil wrong within the party.
Right.
But when the allegation borders on financial misconduct, financial misappropriation, it means that somebody somewhere has stolen from the party's purse. But in this case, the National Working Committee didn't go further to show what led to the financial misconduct, whether the man actually has stolen, or he's been accused, or he's been suspected.
They said self-enrichment.
That is to say, if he's enriching himself from the purse of the party, that's a crime. So they're not only suspending him. That's it. We need to have a saner society. As far as I'm concerned, our society is not sane enough the way it is now. It is not sane enough because it looks as if some persons are being shielded from facing prosecution. Yes, of course. It looks that way. Otherwise, if the man is being suspected with proofs that he has pilfered the accounts of the party, that's stealing. That's stealing from the party. He could be petitioned to EFCC for further investigation. If he is found culpable,
right,
EFCC reserves the right to charge him to court, prosecute him. If he is found guilty, let him serve out a jail term so as to serve as deterrent to others who may come in to indulge in that. But because they always have their way, when you see them being accused of financial misappropriation and misconduct, they have their way around. And
what do you mean they have their way around?
Yes, of course.
Within the party?
Yes, of course. Because
now we have 3 people involved in this just now.
Yes, of course. It's not just one person. See, don't forget, he that alleges must prove.
Right.
If I call someone a thief, I should be able to prove why that person is a thief. There are ingredients. That in me calling that person must conform with both the actus rea and the mentus rea. the mens rea, which is the inner doing of that offense and the physical perfecting of that offense. Because if I want to commit a crime, I must have thought it inwards.
In your heart, yes.
Say, look, by so time, when this person leaves office or when this person leaves his premises, I will break in and steal this. That is to say, you have thought it out inwards. You have planned it inwards that by so time, when the owner of this property leaves, I will break into his premises and steal. Then, the actual doing of that thing you thought inwards is the actus rea, which is the physical doing.
Acting on the thought.
Acting on the evil thought you have already conceived.
Right.
So, for anything to amount to a crime, there must be the mens rea, which is the inner thinking or planning of that act you want to indulge in. Then, there must be actus rea, which is the physical. They must conform before a crime can be committed. So, if I call someone a thief, I should be able to prove that so year, dated like this, Mr. A stole, and this was the result of that stealing. If the matter went to court, this is the judgment of the court.
Right.
Because if I call someone a thief, when there is no proven judgment of any court finding him guilty that he is a thief, such a person is not a thief in the eyes of the law and can come back and prefer a suit against me for defamation. So, if the political party, Social Democratic Party, the National Working Committee, has the proof truly that the national chairman and other members, as alleged, have actually misappropriated their funds, they are within their rights to petition them to the relevant security agencies for investigation and possible prosecution.
So according to you, suspending them is not enough?
Suspending them is not enough.
Okay.
Because when you suspend them from office and it ends that way, no punishment. There should be punishment for those who steal money in Nigeria. That's the reason why you see the average politician today in this country. I have had several interactions with youth organizations, even within the local suburbs. When you ask the average youth in Nigeria the reason they want to get into politics, you will hear that, oh, I want to go and amass wealth. Let me go and, after all, the people there are stealing. Let me just go and carry my own wealth for me and my family. So you see that these are persons who are not truly preparing for governance. That's why the country is the way it is. And also, one factor that will make governance very interesting in this part of the world is when we make elections very cheap. Yes, of course. When we make electionary processes very affordable and cheap, you will see a lot of people will have access. Qualified persons who have the capacity and know-how to deliver on political promises will step into the arena. But because you make the purchase of forms in political parties so expensive, you see that campaigning also is expensive. It requires money to move around. For example, you're contesting to be a governor of a state. You need to move around the LGAs in the state. In most cases, visit some of the wards because you need to talk to the local people. That's where the massive votes are. So when you don't have funds to move around, it becomes a challenge. Yes, so you need funds to move around. You need funds to mobilize your party. You even need funds to even get the party's leadership support to vote you during the primaries. So the processes are so expensive. That is the challenge genuine and right-thinking Nigerians are having to stepping into the arena. So elections should be, less expensive so as to allow active participation.